Hello, how are you? I am Katie and we are back for day 23 of the 30 days of transformations. If you don't know what this is, it is simply 30 days where I'm jumping on live talking about a transformation I have gone through as I've learned to love my body. And each day I'm giving you a small action step, something that you can put into place today to begin to facilitate your own transformation. And our topic today is realizing that my opinion is the only one that matters. And this is hard. So caring what other people think is hard. It is stressful. It weighs on you. Most of my life, I cared, like very, very much. It meant a lot what other people's opinions were of me. It meant a lot what other people said about me. As a kid, I was bullied. Right? And though I learned to deal with bullies, part of that was listening to people and doing what I could, becoming a people pleaser to make them happy so that they wouldn't bully me anymore, right? That was part of my built-in coping strategy that I developed as a child. So as I grew up, that people pleaser, that wanting to make everybody else happy, that stayed with me. Okay, that didn't go anywhere. And, that was hard because yes, it's hard. And it's hard when you care what people think. Sorry. It's hard when you care what people think. That goes with a few things. I have been called, as a child, I was bullied, like I said. When I was probably about 11 or 12, that was the first time somebody ever called me a boy. I had very, very, like a bowl, like 90s bowl cut. Hair, so I had really short hair, I hadn't started developing yet. I obviously didn't wear any makeup or anything, and somebody called me a boy, and that really bothered me. It didn't get too deep, but it was just one of those like, oh, somebody's noticed that I'm wrong. Somebody's noticed that I'm not me, they're not really seeing me. And then I was probably in my late teens the first time somebody asked me if I was pregnant, and that's happened many times. I've never been pregnant. I have no children. But I have been asked at least, 8, 10 times throughout my life if I'm pregnant. And a lot of the time when that used to happen, it would really bother me. It would cut me deep. It would, like, oh my God, am I really that fat? Am I really that, I didn't understand how, number one, why people would say that, because that's just a dumb thing to say if you don't know. But I didn't get it. Right? Like, am I really that fat? Do I really look pregnant? Oh my God. Picture me as like an 18-year-old. It was not pretty. It was not fun. And there's one story that I love to tell, and I have shared this before, but it's one of my favorites. It was a couple years ago. So I was very much in a place of accepting my body and really loving it and really seeing it and being quite aware of what I looked like, quite aware of my size, aware of all like the little rolls and dimples and my cellulite, and I'd seen it and I was good with it. There was no surprises. And I went, I was lying on a table. I was at a salon getting waxed. I was lying on a table and a woman saw my stomach and she said, "Oh, how many kids do you have?" And she'd seen the stretch marks on my stomach and just assumed it was from pregnancy. And my reaction was just like, I felt kind of bad for her in that moment because I was like, oh, I don't have any kids. That's all me. All those stretch marks, that's all me. That's not from any babies. And of course she was mortified and she apologized and it was fine. But it was a really wonderful thing for me to realize, like, what an amazing moment for me to realize, like, how far I've come. There was a time, like I said, maybe only a couple of years before that would have like floored me. I would have felt like shit. I would have really beaten myself up. I would have felt awful for a very long time about that. Probably called myself names, and really like focused on that, like, oh my God, this is what that person sees. This is what they think. I wonder if other people see that. And this time when that happened, or this time when she said that to me, I didn't have any of that happen. Instead, I just kind of laughed and I went, it's me. And I know it's me. And I get that physically, my body, I tend to carry most of my weight around my middle. I also get that according to society, I am overweight. I also get that I have stretch marks. Guess what? People get stretch marks from lots of things other than having babies. None of that is abnormal. That is all normal, and that is all my body, and that is all okay. And really going through that, like I said, going through that process, having her say that comment to me, really honestly, really highlighted why I'm a coach. Really highlighted why I'm here. I always say I am the coach that I needed 5 years ago, 10 years ago, before I knew coaching existed, before there was even a thought in my mind that there was somebody who could help me with this. I'm that coach. I'm that person. Because if I had known in my early 20s, my teens, my early 20s, that there was somebody who could help me, there was somebody who could show me how to love my body and embrace who I was, and I could get rid of the guilt and the shame and the crying myself to sleep at night, like no brainer, no brainer. And when I was lying on that table, that really just reflected how far I've come, and that showed me, why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that's really why I developed the Look and Feel Great Naked 90-day transformation. It is about creating that transformation in your life so that you can go from feeling like shit, feeling like you're ashamed, feeling guilty, feeling like you need to hide or you're ugly or you're wrong, to being good, to accepting yourself, to understanding that you are the way you are and there's nothing wrong with the way you are. People will always have an opinion. Everybody feels entitled to their opinion, and you know what? They get to have it. But you also are entitled to feeling the way you want to feel, and you are in complete control over how you react to things. Though it doesn't always feel like it, you honestly have control over if you feel happy, sad, shame, guilt, whatever, fill in the blank with that emotion. You have the power. So I really just want to leave you with a small journaling prompt today, and it's really just to reflect on the title of this video. And that really is, what if your opinion was the only one that mattered? What if your opinion was the only one that took up space in your head, took up space in your heart? What if your opinion was the only one that had any say on how you felt about yourself, on how you lived your life, on how you really, on who you were, in essence, on you? That's a powerful question. And I really want to urge you to just take 5 minutes, set aside 5 minutes, and really reflect on that. There is some big stuff in there, right? And really the realization that your opinion is the only one that matters, but it's up to you to step up and say, I'm ready to stop caring what other people think, right? That's a big one. But anyway, grab your journal, answer that question. That's a big one. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day, and I'll be back here with you tomorrow. See ya.